Overpriced amusement parks are a problem. Can I just say that? Like, a lot of these parks are good, but not good enough to where they should be charging me the admission of a Disney park. In this video, I'm not holding back. I'm going to call out all of the most overpriced parks in America. Obviously, this won't be including fairs, carnivals, FECs, or roadside tourist traps, but I still want to give an honorable mention to literally any alpine coaster in the country. From what I hear, most mountain coasters in Europe and other parts of the world are very reasonably priced. But for whatever reason, one ride on one of these in the States will run you $15, $20 in most circumstances. Now, because I'm hungry for credits and also genuinely love mountain coasters, I end up paying the price anyways, but I really wish there could be change because I think it would drive up attendance numbers, to be honest. Anyways, on to the real theme parks. At number 10, I want to talk about Lagoon in Farmington, Utah. I visited this park in late 2020 and absolutely enjoyed my time there. But I'll tell you what, I was not very happy that it cost $80 for one day at the park. It's honestly one of the reasons I have no desire to head back to Salt Lake City anytime soon, because while I do really like Lagoon, I don't think it's worth that much money at all. Compare this price tag to Cedar Point and that park runs you $50. Consider that the gold standard when you're comparing amusement park admission fees because it literally doesn't get better than Cedar Point. At number 9 is literally any of the SeaWorld parks, which look, these are great places, but they're charging $90 to $100 for one day, and I think that's a little too ridiculous. Occasionally they do have discounts that bring it down to like $70, but even that is a little overpriced. Because of this price tag, I often get people asking me how I'm able to afford to go to my home park SeaWorld San Diego so often. The answer, of course, being that I just get a season pass. Even something as basic as a fun card, which is basically their version of a year pass with no benefits, will run you like $10 more than a one-day ticket. It's almost like SeaWorld knows that they're overpriced, so they just use that to their advantage of having you to come back over and over again. Here at number 8, we have Gilroy Gardens in Gilroy, California. For those of you unaware, this family-owned park is actually operated by Cedar Fair, and it's evident in some of their policies, signage, etc. Though something I wonder is how much of a say Cedar Fair has in the admission price, because I paid $65 to go here last year, and that's more than I've ever paid to get into a Cedar Fair property. Now, I am aware that if you have a Cedar Fair Platinum Pass, you do get free admission to Gilroy Gardens, and since I've learned from my mistakes, I now am in the possession of one. But I can speak from experience that if you don't have one of those passes, Gilroy Gardens does a dent with its $65 admission fee for a park basically meant for children. Number 7, Sesame Place in Langhorne, Pennsylvania. A family park where you could be getting even less bang for your buck than Gilroy Gardens is actually also owned by SeaWorld. So I know the culprit for why it's so expensive, but the $60 fee is the reason I have yet to visit Sesame Place. See, nowadays, I do have friends that work at the SeaWorld parks who are capable of getting me in for free admission, so maybe in the future I'll stop by for a wacky taxi, but all I know is that in the past it has not been worth stopping here because I'd probably be in and out of this park within 2 hours. A park where you cannot say the same thing about is spot number 6, Marineland in Niagara Falls, Canada. I actually got to drive by this park in 2019 on the way to Canada's Wonderland, but I was not capable of stopping because it was just too overpriced. I feel like it actually used to cost even more, but as of right now, a single day admission ticket will run you 50 Canadian dollars, which translates to about 40 US dollars. Now I know what you're thinking, that's really not that much money, but when you look at what you're getting with this park, it's no wonder it has such a sketchy reputation. I've heard time and time again that it's a depressing theme park with way too much land and a lack of atmosphere. Plus, they have almost no rides here that actually interest me. I've only ever wanted to come for Dragon Mountain and maybe the Drop Tower. Though because the park's future is in jeopardy, I probably should have gone in 2019, but it's not my fault for not being able to predict a worldwide pandemic. Coming in at number 5 is actually a collection of parks. This is the Legoland chain. Literally any of the Legoland parks will run you like $90, which is actually kind of insane when you think about it. Like SeaWorld, I now have friends that work at these parks who would be more than happy to provide free admission, but before I knew them, I remember having to fork out a ridiculous amount of cash for Legoland California. And while these parks are cute for what they are, they have absolutely no right to be charging Disney prices for what they have to offer. Even if I were a little kid coming here, which I actually did at one point, I'd still have to look back and call Legoland a ripoff. At number 4 is a park I just got to this past summer, and it's Luna Park at Coney Island in New York. Now this park would go higher, but it actually kind of makes sense why they're so expensive. When you're located in the heart of New York City, of course they're going to charge a kidney for admission. Though I believe they used to offer paper ride options, when I visited they were only allowing red wristbands due to the pandemic, which is fine. It's probably what I would have done anyways. My problem with it is that it costs around $80 for a 4-hour session. And this next thing isn't in Luna Park's control, but it doesn't help that you have to pay extra for the rides at Dino's Wonder Wheel Park next door, or that you have to find a parking lot that'll probably do you another 20 bucks. I guess there's a reason people always recommend public transit in New York City. Coming in at number 3 is Castles and Coasters in Arizona, which costs you like $45 to ride everything. Now for a general wristband, this is overpriced but not insane or anything. The reason it bothers me so much is because almost every park of this style offers an option of pay per ride. Even I thought going in that this would be an option, so you could imagine my disappointment when I have to fork out $45. As I said, that's overly expensive even if you had the alternative ride option, because Castles and Coasters is a very small amusement park. Matter of fact, I find it ironic that they have coasters in the park name since they quite literally have 2 and one of them is a kiddie coaster. Anyways, number 2 is Morey's Piers in Wildwood, New Jersey. Look, I know all boardwalk parks are pretty expensive, but Morey's Piers takes it to another level. When we visited in the summer, we got lucky because there was a discounted 6-hour window for around $50. And I know what you're thinking. How is that lucky? That is still stupidly expensive. Well, let me tell you, from what others have told me, you might have to pay over $100 if you want all the credits. I don't know actually how accurate this is, but I do know after seeing the ticket prices on the kiosk that this is one expensive amusement park. And coming in at number 1, this really shouldn't be much of a surprise, it's Nickelodeon Universe in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Now let me make it clear, this is not the Nickelodeon Universe that operates in Minnesota at Mall of America under the same company. That park offers a paper ride option and even their wristband fee is reasonably priced. But for whatever reason, even though they're both owned by 555 Group, this park is disgustingly overpriced. Now the price does fluctuate depending on the time of year, but when I visited, I had a 4-hour window that cost $75. When the park first opened in 2019, I believe it was even more than that. At $75, okay, if it's a quality amusement park where it's genuinely worth the price, I get it. At Nickelodeon Universe though, you can never guarantee that every coaster is operating, and oftentimes they'll have their best attractions closed. But hear me out, even if every ride was running, I can't see how a park of this size and quality is worth $75. Hopefully in the future they adopt the pricing options of the Minnesota park, because right now I think it's the biggest reason it gets such a low attendance number. But that's just my take on the 10 most overpriced theme parks on the continent. Let me know if you agree with my options and if you think I left a park out. While you're here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out my Discord server that was created by a bunch of fans of the channel. A link will be in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye guys.